Do you encourage your students to meet with other aspiring psychic mediums, communicate? Do you encourage this communication?
Yes. Regardless of whether someone is learning to connect just for themselves, they don't want to be professional, or they do, it doesn't matter. In mediumship, the development circle is very important. I sat in a development circle for years before I ever sat with a student. And in this circle, you have different exercises and practices that you can do. Sometimes you tune in and you do inspired address, meaning that you'll have a spirit person come and give an uplifting talk through you, and you blend your personality with theirs. There's so many experiences that you can have in a group, and everyone holds the space. They meet at the same time every week, and the energy keeps going up. This is something, especially in the United States, that is very lacking, where people can't find the circles. So the good news is we now have technology where you can do this online. And I can tell you from experience, it works just as well meeting in an online room as it does meeting in the physical space. Now it's more fun to sit together in the physical space. You can't beat that. But in a true circle, you shouldn't be hanging out with each other and telling each other everything, because then when you get messages in the circle, you don't know, oh, did I hear that at lunch last Tuesday, or did I pick this up in this circle? So a true development circle, you just come together during that period of time every week, and you don't share outside. So that's one way. Now another way is to find one or two students that you do become buddies with. They're not in your circle, but you can share experiences, and you can just call them up and go, hey, I had this weird thing. Does this ever happen to you? It gives you a validation that you're not crazy, that everybody's having their own unique experiences, and you can bond so that later on when you do need a friend or someone to turn to, they understand. We get to feel so isolated sometimes, especially we professional mediums. It's like we work in our own silo. And I know that if I didn't have a couple of really trusted friends that do this, I would be a very lonely person. Fortunately, I teach more now, but I try to not become real good buddies with the students, because I want to have them to think of me as a resource and not someone that they have to impress. As you're going through this, sometimes you will lose friendships. You will have relatives reject you. And I want my students to be able to bring me that as well, or bring that to the class as well. You know, why is this happening? And less of this is going on now. But I remember even 10 years ago, people saying, you know, my parents say you're dead to me, because you're now doing this woo-woo class and things like that. So a lot of things change in a person's life when they embrace the intuitive life. You can do it in a very quiet way if you're just using it for yourself, and just let your light shine through, and people will say, there's something different about you. I don't know, is it your hair? Or you seem happier. And be a representative of the spiritual way. And at some point, if they say, no, really tell me what's changed with you, and then you can just gut level check it. Should I tell them? Okay, I'm trusting my intuitive voice more. I'm talking to God more. I'm talking to my team more. Oh, what's a spiritual team? If they just shut down and say, oh, righty, fine, let that be. A teacher of mine said a long time ago, Susanne, it seems like every soul has the same 1,000 lessons to experience over many lifetimes. You do not know if the person right in front of you is on lesson 995 or 33. Okay. Let that be okay. Be an ambassador for spirituality simply by how you handle yourself, and the calm and the peace that you have, and the fact that no matter what happens to you, you're unflappable. You can be upset for a little while because you're in the human experience, and there's things to be upset about, but not for very long, because you can come back to center by remembering the spirit that's within you.